Ever since her restoration, it had been the hope of the Atlanta chapter and the New Georgia Railroad to run the 290 down her home rail to Montgomery, Alabama. With the cooperation of CSX, the trip was scheduled for August 1992. Spirits run high as the train is ready to depart from the Zero Milepost station in downtown Atlanta. Everything is ready except the weather. Rain has moved into the area and is forecast to hang on for the entire weekend. A rapid transit train rolls past the steam engine, and the scene is symbolic of progressive Atlanta's heritage and her future. The train eases out of the station and will pull past a switch to get onto the main. The entire train will then back to the other side of downtown to gain access to Norfolk Southern's line out of the city. One of New Georgia's diesels, a former Southern FP7, is on the train for several reasons. One, it will ensure that the train will get across the busy freight line in the event something happens to the 290. Two, it will provide assistance to keep the train running at track speed over the rolling terrain. And three, when operating round trips on Saturday out of Montgomery, the diesel will be placed on the rear to pull the train backwards on return trips. This is necessary as there will be nowhere to turn the train on the 5 short excursions. This historic trip will take the train down the former Atlanta and West Point line through Georgia and then across the former Western Railway of Alabama to Montgomery. These two lines were run as a single entity by the Georgia Railroad Group, and today the line is a vital link in the CSX freight system. The train is scheduled to make stops in Newnan, LaGrange, West Point, and Opelika before arriving in Montgomery, Alabama. Passing the World Congress Center and the headquarters of CNN News, the train heads down Norfolk Southern rails. It will pass in front of the cloud-obscured Atlanta skyline on its way out to East Point, the start of the A&WP main line to Montgomery. The weather worsens as the train makes track speed now, out on the high iron. The first stop is scheduled for Newnan, Georgia. An excited crowd has braved the rain to witness the historic arrival in downtown. As the sound of the engine grows louder, the crowd's enthusiasm grows. The sound of the whistle and sight of the smoke sends chills through the crowd as the train eases up to its stop. It was not far from here that outdoor scenes for the movie Fried Green Tomatoes were shot. You may recall that the 290 had a starring role in the acclaimed film. The engine eases the train forward to spot rear cars for loading. Everyone aboard, the train pulls out of Newnan in a steady downpour. The rain continued to fall, so we moved ahead to LaGrange, Georgia, the first service stop of the trip. A good crowd was on hand to greet the train, and the rain had finally let up. The local fire department helped with watering the engine, and a group photo will help them remember the day. The sight of the steam engine brought back memories to some and was a curiosity to others. Seemed like everyone wanted to get a good picture of the engine or just look her over up close.